We've been getting the question of like, okay, Dustin, how are these Trump shutdowns going to affect tax deed investing? So we're going to talk about that and explain how it can work in your favor and explain to you how we actually help the government by going to these tax deed auctions to basically help the county. It works really, really well. So this isn't a political video in any way. We're just talking about objective facts that the government has been shut down in certain places. And there will be a bit of a ripple as far as how that affects tax lien and deed investors, but more so, how can we basically work with this to find some more great deals? So let's get into it real quick, how you guys can basically be ahead of the curve here on how Trump shutdowns are going to affect things, and how you as a tax lien and deed investor are going to be able to use this to your advantage. Let's go into this right now as far as what the opportunity is going to be at these sales. So one of the biggest things is when there's uncertainty, a lot of investors won't be taking as much action. So here's where I see the biggest opportunity for you to make money off these shutdowns. And to be fair, we do really help out the government because the government relies on tax lien and deed revenue to, pave their roads, pay their salaries, pay the school teachers. So when we go and we bid and we buy, we actually help out the government, that's a good thing, right? We all like having good education and smooth roads to drive on. However, what's going to happen? Things will get backlogged. And certain departments will backlog because they're not working. Now, what we see in Philadelphia is there is currently still a backlog of properties from COVID, which is pretty wild. So what they're doing is the county is actually flogging these things out at rock bottom prices, taking a loss because they want to get them back on the tax roll. So this is super important to think about, because we're seeing properties in Philadelphia that might have $40,000, $50,000 in back taxes. They have a flat opening bid, $1,600. They want to get them back on the tax roll. So you're going to see something similar in this situation here, where things can stack up and they might even just do some bargain sales to clear the inventory. However, the way it's also going to affect you is there will be a little bit of uncertainty as far as maybe less people attending these auctions. So that's going to give you an opportunity to scoop things up as well, because maybe some investors are wanting to let me see what happens as far as the economy goes. And this is really one of the best times to be scooping up these properties, is during some turmoil to find some good deals.